Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we have my Swordsoul deck profile. I actually went completely undefeated at this at locals the other day. I had so much fun playing with this deck. And yeah, before we begin, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps me to continue to stay motivated to make more deck profiles. I have 4 more on the way coming soon. But yeah, this one I had a lot of fun with, and I haven't won a tournament in a while, so this was a lot of fun to play. I have made one change since the deck profile, just because I actually got it at my card shop at the time, but I was unable to get it before the tournament. But yeah, so for the Swordsoul cards, we play the very standard ratio of just 3 million, 3 long one, 2 Taya, and then the 3 Ecclesia. These cards are crazy. I love them. They're just so good. And then to go along with those, we do play just the standard cards, just the 3 Emergents and the 1 Blackout. I've seen people play the Sacred Summit. I don't think it's necessarily good. I think it could come up in certain scenarios, but I'd rather just not play it, because when you do open it, it's kind of mid unless you already are playing. For the Tenyis, we play the 3 Ashuna, the 2 Vishuddha. I'm considering playing a 3rd one, but I think 2 is fine for now. 2 Adhara, and the 1 card I didn't have for the tournament, but I think is 100% necessary for the deck, is the 1 Shatana. Thankfully, I was able to play around it, but there's a lot of times where I actually did get Book of Moon on my monsters, so I was kind of locked into Synchros. But at the same time, I had the Ashuna to banish to be able to summon this, or I would have been able to summon this out. But in those cases, thankfully, I did have the next card in Heavily Dragon Circle. This is what allowed me to play through it, and overall, this card overperformed. I really like it. Also, it's the graveyard effect, so that comes up every once in a while where you actually do get an extra card out of it. So overall, I think this is one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. My favorite part about this deck is the Tenyi monsters. I used to play pure Tenyi, but it's not the best deck in all honesty. But at the same time, if you do play with the Swordsoul, it's such a fun deck. It's so good. The rest is actually all non-engine. Technically, Desires isn't non-engine, but it is. 2 Desires, I would play 3 of it if I could. Really good. In my final match, I actually bricked really hard. It was really unfortunate. But I went Desires and then went into another Desires, and I think Emergence, and that was it to take me the whole game. It was really nice. Besides that, I overperformed every single time. In that match, I actually drew 2 of the next card, Talons. Besides that 1 match, it overperformed the entire time. I love this card. It is absolutely incredible. My least favorite card in the deck, but absolutely one of the ones that overperformed the most, was Droll and Lockbird. I want this card banned. It is a terrible card to play with and against. I did get Drolled myself a few times, but with the way this deck plays, you are able to play around it, and it's really nice. Play the 3 Ash, just to staple hand trap, and then the 3 Veiler. Really good. It's not once per turn, and since there are some combos where you do get 2 draw 2, it is just very nice. In the same note as Veiler, we do play 3 Imperm. Same exact reason. Very nice. That's it for the main deck. It's actually a 41 card main deck. Yeah, I really enjoy the main deck. I don't know exactly if I would change anything. Maybe cut the Drolls. It's all just the non-engine slots. I am playing 41. I kind of want to cut it down to 40, but I'm not exactly sure what to cut yet. So yeah, now for the extra deck. It's a rather standard extra deck. But we do play the 2 Chisha, play the 1 Evilon one, the 1 Chenying, the 1 Baron. These cards overperformed. This card is really powerful, but all these level stands right here are even more powerful. Absolutely carried. I actually went into Chenying the most out of every of them. I like being able to set that up with a trap just to be able to protect this and just banish And some of my side deck cards actually are able to banish my opponent's cards to be able to proactively trigger this, which is really, really nice. For the Yangling cards, we do play the 2 Baxia, the 1 Yazi, and the 1 Xiaofeng. I went into these a lot. These carried so hard. I didn't really go into either of these, but it is what it is. I do think they're necessary to play. For the more generic things, we do have the Tenyi Synchro, really good. The 1 Dragite. This card's really funny in later parts of the game because if you are playing Nibiru in the side deck, which we are, it's really good. That's why I'm considering putting Nibiru in the main. I'm not sure exactly what I would cut for it, but if you do have access to this, this also gets the balance while being a spell and trap negate. And if you know me personally, you know I love spell and trap negates. For the last synchro, we do play the 1 Psychic and Punisher. There are certain scenarios where, say, instead of having a blue one, if you have Adhara or Ashuna, you can banish it, summon Vishuddha, and then synchro into this, which is really nice. And then the last cards, we do have the 3 Link monsters, the 2 Monk, and the 1 Shaman. I kind of want to play the 3rd one. This card is really important just for being able to link off. There's some combos where you just need to go into multiple, but normally those are kind of the worst hands, so it is what it is. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on playing the 3rd. That's it for the main and extra. Really good, overperformed. The side deck, I think this is where there are some unfortunate choices, but I think this side deck is probably the best for right now. Starting out, we play the 3 Nib. This card's cracked. This won me a few games. One actually against Altergeist, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, really good. I do play 3 Crow. I don't play the Bestials just because I like having these to be able to trigger Changing a lot easier. And then also I found that Bestials in most matchups right now are just a little bit lackluster. That's just a me thing. For back row removal, I do play the 3 Cosmic. I was playing 2 Cosmic and a Duster, but I found that I just like the 3 Cosmic best. I think back row decks are probably the hardest one. So in that case, we are sadly playing Floodgates, so we are playing the 3 Anti-Spell. This card is cracked. This one we need a lot of games. Like, I'm saying like 4 or 5 games throughout the day by itself. So I highly recommend playing this one. But I don't know, it's not the most fun card in my opinion. And then the last card in the side deck is the 3 Evenly Matched. It breaks everything. It is amazing. That's actually it for this deck. I don't really think I'll change anything at the moment. But yeah, comment down below if you have any questions, comments, recommendations, and yeah, stay tuned for the upcoming weeks because I do have a few more deck profiles. This is Vazo7, signing off.